Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Net Podcast. I am your host, Adrian Ortega, joined with my co-host, Matthew Childers, Louis Azua.
Louis, the GOAT right here.
And we're back for another week. It is a fine Sunday afternoon as we record this. You're watching this on Thursday. It should be the 10th, 11th, around there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in Chicago. That's why it's coming out a little bit spread out from our normal delivery dates. We'll bring it on Thursday, we'll record Tuesday or Wednesdays, but since it's Sunday, and I have to go, and it's football Sunday. The Dolphins are playing the Chicago Bears, and I will be in Chicago, and hopefully they're not going to be all hungover under pressure by losing to a sorry franchise like the Miami Dolphins. But no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk to you guys today. I love talking ball. I think there's a lot to get to today, in my opinion. So I want to know how you guys feeling on the week. I mean, I know you've done pretty well in your bets this week. You're doing well.
We hitting. Shout out to the Discord.
Yeah, I haven't. So I'm still scoreless on bets. Louis, how you feeling? How you doing?
I'm doing really good this week. Yeah.
Right.
I'm 4 for 4.
All right.
I'll take it.
I still haven't hit a bet, so hopefully our episodic parlay could come through. Last time we lost it on one game.
I told you the Heat were gonna win, dog.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Heat actually beat the Warriors. Was that the game Klay Thompson hit that tried shooting that corner three, like that was like super contested, or was that the game before? I think it was that game because they lost that game. And the Warriors split the series, right?
Yeah, 4-1, yeah.
So that game was the game where Klay tried to play hero ball at the end, and then we got that game. And then the Magic just blew a lead to the Thunder, and it was over.
Yeah.
So hopefully we redeem ourselves this week, because God knows that I need it, and it would help me if we hit. I get to go shop for Chicago for Kobe White jerseys.
Oh no, we don't hit. But you're not buying a Kobe White jersey, bro.
With the company account, I can't do that.
No, not Kobe White.
Hell no. What the hell is this? That's when I go shopping for Kobe White jerseys.
You can buy a Goran Dragic jersey.
I'll take a Goran Dragic jersey. I don't think. What do you mean you'll take a Goran Dragic jersey?
Yeah,
I'm buying it for
me.
me.
Legend.
But he's wearing it's a Bulls jersey.
I'm fine with you wearing a Heat legend.
No, it's like for only me though. Like
that's if it's Dragic, then it's fine.
But I want Kobe.
But it's
okay, whatever. Well, that being said, I'm glad to have everyone here back again. If you're watching it on YouTube, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We would really appreciate it. And if you're interested in keeping up with us every week, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at the All Net Podcast, at the All Net Pod. And if you're listening on the audio platforms, Apple Music, or Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you are, hope you're enjoying, and leave a favorite, leave a follow, subscribe to us every week. We will be here for you every single Thursday at 5 p.m. So, big news week. I won't start with the Brooklyn Nets because we started with the Brooklyn Nets last time, even though it gets worse. We thought it was bad. It gets worse this week. I can't believe how disgruntled and in disarray that our franchise is. But we'll start on a positive note, and I have a question that leads in with it, kinda, or adds to it, I guess, for you guys. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, a team that I was high on coming into the season. I had them as the 3rd seed in the East. I thought that it could work out. I thought the pairing of Mitchell and Garland, the Mitchell in general adding to that team, I think is something they desperately needed last season.
For sure.
I just want to know you guys' thoughts on the Cavs as you see them now. They had a big game against the Celtics, and then they had they beat the Pistons without their 2 main guards. But they look really, really good. They're the second in the East right now behind the undefeated Bucks, who are 9-0. But I just want you guys to give me your thoughts on the Cavs, what you see, what you like, what you don't like.
We wasn't going to come out the gates because of his eye injury. We thought he wasn't going to come out the gates hitting the many shots. And he ended up with 23 in the first half?
Yeah,
he came out hooping.
He was doing his thing. He had 27 points.
DG was just hitting every shot. But then Spider was just inconsistent as hell in the start. But then in the fourth quarter, that's Donovan Mitchell's time. And he just went off. I think he had I think it was 15 in the fourth or something like that. It was some crazy shit that he did.
I believe that game went to OT as well.
Yeah, it went to OT, and he was still cooking in OT.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite game non-Bulls game of the season so far. It was a lot of fun. I
don't know what the fuck happened to Spider in the last 2 minutes. That motherfucker was hitting everything.
I mean, not only that,
that motherfucker was coming off of screens, just popping up fucking faders. I was like, bro, this guy's here. He thought he was in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think he's showing his offensive repertoire that he has, and I think I think just the marriage of, I mean, it's really the first real game because last time, obviously, Darius Garland got injured with his eye and he got poked in the eye in the Raptors game. I've been a real big fan of it. I think, especially specifically talking about that Celtics game, Evan Mobley had a big presence
defensive game.
That game. Defensively, offensively, hitting hook shots, taking advantage of his matchups. Like, he was really, really good. And
he had like a chase down. I think it was like in the fourth. Or was it OT? I don't remember where it was. But he had like a chase down block. Someone was going up for it. He just came out of nowhere. He's like, bah! Like,
I think his defensive presence has been... I mean, last year it was already felt as a rookie, and this year I think he's only growing and being more confident with his...
Was it that game that he had 7 blocks, or is it the Piston game that he had 7 blocks?
I didn't even know he had a 7-block game this week.
Yeah, he did.
That's insane. Jesus Christ. But, do you guys, like, obviously... Mitchell and Garland still have even more room to grow, and they already look like they are trusting each other. They're there for each other, and
that was like their first real game together.
Yeah,
and they mopped the floor. I was like, what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's a lot of positives to take away from that. If you're a Cavs fan, if you're just watching the game in terms of just how it's their first game, they're already like Garland trusts Mitchell. Mitchell trusts Garland. There was a play where Mitchell had the ball. I think he was getting double teamed on the right wing or something like that. Or he was about it. The help was coming.
Their chemistry is there.
And
they've been working out together since like the summer, bro.
Yeah, since Miami Pro League, they were together.
Yeah, as soon as that trade happened, you saw a lot more Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell hanging out. And
no, but they was already hanging out before that though.
Yeah,
like in Miami Pro, they were playing together.
Mitchell said like he was hanging out with Bam, and like DG was on the team like as well. Like
he was thinking like he was gonna.
He was thinking like he was gonna play with Bam, and then DG's like right there as well.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that. It's just funny how shit worked out then.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I wish it was in the Heat though.
I'm listen. I think
imagine if Bam played for the Cavs. That would have been crazy.
No, bro.
Bam.
They came to the Heat.
Imagine Bam, Mobley, DG, and Spider. That would be crazy.
They have Jared Allen.
Yeah, they have
Jared Allen. Yeah, but you trade Jared Allen to the Heat. But like I'm just saying, like imagine that like 4-man team. That team would be nasty.
No, it would.
I'll take Bam out of ball over Jared Allen. Like,
I mean, is it that big of a difference?
Huh? Is it that big of a difference?
I don't think so, bro.
I don't think it is. You really don't think so? I thought you would be like, Bam clears.
Well, like Bam's the top.
Because they have Mobley, so it's not really like crazy to.
No, I was just thinking about Jared. I was just thinking about Jared Allen and Bam like directly.
Like Bam's a top 20 player, so like
for sure.
Jared Allen's like Bam's not a top 20 player.
I don't think so. I think he's like fringe.
You were laughing at me for saying top 15.
I had him 18.
Okay.
I literally had him 18, so I'm like,
I
think we all had Bam Adebayo in the top 20s.
I don't remember having him in the top 20. If I did, then I don't know, but I don't remember him.
He had him low 20s. I had him high 20s.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, you had him low 20s?
I don't believe I had Bam in 20. I'm not sure. But that being said, back to the Cavs. I have a question for you guys. Now that we've watched a little bit of the Cavs, we haven't seen, obviously, again, DG and Donovan still need a lot more time together, and they already look good. And I think if the season continues going on, they keep building on that, which I'm sure they will, obviously, because they have aspirations within themselves already that they want to compete already. They're not getting together and being like, okay, we'll give it a couple years and we'll get there. But they already, they have their eyes set on a big prize. Other news around the league that I could tie into this, the 76ers announced that James Harden's out for a month with a torn...
That's crazy.
He has something torn in his foot. I forget the actual, like, tendon or whatever that got torn, but he tore something in his foot. He's out for at least a month. And obviously, James Harden's a very big piece of the Sixers, and their ability to get to the finals and have a high seed is relying on Harden and the whole team being healthy, of course, like for every team. But I want to ask you guys a question, because I was thinking about this, and I was like, let's say everyone's healthy, right? James Harden's going to be out, so the seeding's affected. That's why I mentioned that, because it might not be, exactly they face up. But if the Cavs and the Sixers were to meet in the playoffs, I don't know if I could say, the Sixers, like, I trust the Sixers. They could beat the Cavs.
No.
I feel like I would take, and maybe again,
take the Cavs.
It could be overreaction, but I think I like the Cavs.
From what I've seen, I'm taking the Cavs. They look better on both sides of the ball. Philly still has questions with Joel Embiid, so I'm taking.
It's not even a question with Joel Embiid. It's just James Harden's health.
Bro, all you gotta do is just double team Embiid, and you can't pass out.
Yeah, but you kick it out to Tyrese Maxey. That motherfucker putting up 40.
You can't pass out.
Yeah, that's true.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
You kick it out to Tyrese Maxey. He's putting up 40.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
You let Tyrese Maxey like become the main option, he's putting up at least like 30 or 40.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it before.
Yeah, but like you can say that for like a lot of guys.
What do you mean for a lot of guys?
Like if you made let him be the main option, he's putting up 40. Like a lot of guys can do that.
Yeah, that's true. But like Maxey, well, he's proven himself in that team. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you can't just kick it out to Tobias Harris. Yeah, here, go drop your 30 and 40.
Tobias Harris is a decent option.
He's a decent option, but he's not gonna. You can't just kick it out to Tobias and be like, yo, huh?
Like, he's getting you 15 or game, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tobias Harris is decent. I mean, if he wants to, like, he's defending a little bit. But, like, my point in saying that is... I wish I would have said this earlier, because now it's, like, a little bit more, like... You could tell a lot of the steam is building behind the Cavs as a team and, like, as a roster. People are trying to be like, hey, what's up? What's happening in Cleveland? What's going on over there? I just feel like the Sixers might be, obviously they came into the league this season like hyped up and people are excited about the Sixers.
They had a lot of depth coming in like on paper.
Yeah, and Montrezl Harrell hasn't been anything, and a lot of these guys like Melton's been very good, but now he's a starter now without James Harden, so now the bench is even shorter. I feel like the Sixers are one of those teams that they might get hyped up, and the story of the Sixers is big, but like again, I wish I would have said this sooner. I feel like the Cavs would have come in and just like I don't know. I feel like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland have a lot. Like this might sound stupid. Like it's not really.
They could sweep the Sixers. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, I don't know if I would say a sweep, but like.
Well, we all thought the Nets weren't gonna get swept, and this is looking like a Nets type of like storyline with like the 76ers. The Nets came in last season, hyped up. Everybody's like, yeah, these guys could win the finals. They come in the first round and get swept.
A lot of different shit happened.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like,
I think the Nets expectations last year were not as big as the Sixers.
Yeah, not as big as the Sixers.
I think the Sixers have more.
But like the same realm, like you feel me? Like they're contenders. So I'm like, if the Sixers don't stay healthy, they could get swept by the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like if Harden does not play, they get swept.
I don't question their health though. Like Harden got an injury, but like that could happen to anybody.
For sure.
If Harden comes back and he's slower and he's not the Harden that we saw early in the season, where he was playing,
which
really
is
well.
Actually really possible. Cause that's a foot injury.
I agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm worried about that because it's another lower body injury.
Bro, gonna be eating wings and going to the club and all that.
Dude, I think he's locked in, man. He took a pay cut. He's not gonna be. Hopefully, he's not gonna be trolling about the shit. But like, it might sound dumb, but I feel like Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell have a lot more like dog in them. I guess.
How's that dumb though?
Because like it's not intangible. Like I can't show you a stat that they have more dog in them. You know what I mean? Like I can be like, oh,
you feel like the energy is just there.
When it comes to playoff team, like Mitchell's a playoff raiser. Like he's trying to step up.
He's proven like in the playoffs.
But again, like Mobley, Allen, they haven't done anything in the playoffs.
Yeah, we haven't seen.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like it might sound dumb where I'm like, oh yeah, I think they have a lot more fight in them. But like something about this.
But like their play style transitions into playoffs because they're just defenders and rebounders, and obviously Mobley could play in the paint, but you could have that in the playoffs.
No, I agree, but like I'm thinking like even more along the lines of
it's more of DG. Like is DG really gonna like translate in the playoffs? Like we've never seen that.
I think it will.
I think it will too because he's a playmaker. You feel me? He does his thing. He could.
I think he's an elite offensive engine.
Exactly.
But I'm thinking more like think about the culture around that Cavs team. Like Kevin Love's a great vet for them.
They have hell of depth. Like it's crazy.
Cedi Osman, Ricky Rubio when he gets back, Dean Wade playing really well.
They have LeVert and Okoro.
Yeah, LeVert's he's up and down, but he's still a valuable piece, good defender, great playmaker, the secondary playmaker with the ball. I just really like this team, and number one, they're one of the best stories I think in the league. Just how they came from the LeBron era, and it was like, okay, well now they're relevant, and they had like.
I'm into this is like a Braun reunion coming. Like they
built
like all this just for like Braun just to come over here. They're missing a small forward, so
I feel like it could be a thing. But like also, LeBron, it's a lot that comes with LeBron. So
if he does it, I feel like it's gonna like ruin his legacy.
How?
That would be like a KD move.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. A KD move is so much different than that.
I'm just saying it's like the same time. Like he's joining another great team.
Yeah, but KD
he's got joining great teams.
Great team, and then he went to that team. And they're already the greatest team of all time.
Remember, LeBron's in the West. Like this is a completely different conference.
And
it's just the point of him joining a great team. Like, but like no, this team.
Okay, but like think about this.
Everything he's done for the Cavs. Imagine.
Well, no, I'll put it to you this way.
Gosh.
Imagine. Okay, put yourself in these shoes, right? Imagine this was the Heat, right? The Heat had this team. He's already excited about it. They'll never have this team. The Heat have this team. And then Dwayne Wade is like leaving his career's about to end, but he's still really good. But he comes back to the Heat and does it. People will be like, let's fucking go. We got Dwayne Wade back. Not gonna be like Dwayne Wade's a sellout. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it's LeBron's a little different expectations, but like it's his team. Like
Yeah,
Dwayne
exactly.
Wade built the Heat.
Motherfucking-
Without LeBron, the Cavs would be somewhere in fucking Seattle right now.
Oh God,
You know what I'm saying? They would not be.
I was about to say, like, bro, LeBron, everything he did for the goddamn Cavs,
Yeah, he wouldn't. They
It
wouldn't
ain't
be on
bad for him
shit. It
going
would be
back.
different. It'd be a whole different scenario.
that would be crazy, man. Just Braun and then Bronny there.
That would just be
Imagine-
so sick to see. Like,
Imagine if Bronny joins too.
Yeah.
Like the Bronny legacy just going there.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
that's such a dope narrative to like.
yeah,
And I feel like the NBA will push that.
the NBA love stories, of
Yeah,
course.
so they'll
I'm
just push
sure
that
they
shit.
would do that.
How would they get Bronny though?
Huh?
How would they get Bronny?
Well, no, he's not. I mean,
Bronny's
he's
not
just-
gonna be
he's
like
just
a
thinking,
first
like,
pick,
No, I know, but
He's like,
he's
he's,
gonna be like late first round pick.
late first round, second round pick. You could trade for that easily. You trade Seti
I think it'd be.
I
or
feel
Dean
like-
Wade.
I feel like
just give
teams,
up.
teams take him earlier just because of he comes with LeBron.
I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be higher than that. He's a lottery pick for sure.
Lottery pick.
I think so.
That's where I have him.
I mean, maybe not as a talent right now. He's not a lottery pick, but like I think he's gonna build
I
to
don't-
that.
I don't
think
think
he's
he's
built into that
improving.
for
He's
sure.
I don't
improving.
think he's
He's
a
doing
top
really well.
5 right now.
No.
I think he's lottery,
Yeah.
but just because he comes with LeBron.
Yeah, I think just the aura around him, the hype. I feel like that will make him high. Whether he's a actual lottery pick or not, I think in terms of skill, you have to be seen. I hope he goes to college. I think he's gonna go to Ohio
The
State.
NBA loves narratives, bro. They'll just push a trade through or something like that. You feel me?
But they're
Like-
not just pushing a trade through.
Not like that, but like people like you feel me? They'll be like, "Yo, what's up, bro? I'll give you Curse LeVert or some
No,
shit."
that would be a cool story though. I mean, I don't think LeBron's gonna go to Cleveland if I had to bet on something, but that would be fun. The last thing about Cleveland, I think we're all pretty excited about them, their future. I can't wait to see them in a playoff series. That's my thing.
I would love to see
Can't wait to watch that in the
Celtics
playoff
and
series.
Cavs in the 7-game series.
Facts. I want 7 more of those.
Insane.
Those would be fire. I want to ask you guys a question. Where do you rank, if you had to, off the top of your head, obviously we don't have a list in front of us. We didn't come here prepared. I didn't ask you guys to come prepared for this. This is more of a discussion more than give me
You're
a
good, you're
number. Where do you guys rank Darius Garland as a point guard in the league? Because I feel like, obviously, we have the Stephs and the Lucas,
He's for sure top 5.
the Trays.
The Jaws.
Wait, hold up, because it's
Dude,
trade.
there's a lot of point
It's
guards.
trade,
You can't
Ja,
just jump out and say
yeah,
top.
Luka,
There's a lot of guys.
Curry.
But I
Kyrie,
think those guys are 4. Those 4 are for sure top 5.
Kyrie as well.
I don't consider Kyrie a point guard.
Oh, you don't consider Kyrie a point guard?
No,
So
I'd
who
say he's
else
a
is
shooting guard.
He's top 5.
Then you got the Kings with De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, no.
I mean, he's
I'll
having a
take-
great season.
Yeah,
No,
I
he
take
is.
DG all day.
He is, but I'll take Darius Garland over Fox.
Shea.
That's a tough one.
DG.
Shea's a combo guard, but you
Shea's
think
nice,
you think
DG.
Darius Garland's better than
Way
Shea?
But
better
I
playmaker.
don't think she's a point guard.
Well, I'm saying I think he's closer to a point guard than he's a shooting guard,
For sure.
in my opinion. But like, if you
I
want to call him a
like
shooting guard,
DG's
I understand.
playmaking too, though.
I
But for sake of debate, let's put Shea in this conversation.
That's tough.
People have him a shooting guard, but if you don't want to put him in the conversation, maybe he's top 5 at that point. DeJounte Murray is a point guard. He's playing 2 right now for the Hawks, but he's a point guard.
He is a point guard, yeah.
I had Darius Garland on my top 30 players list.
Same
Okay,
here.
Chris
I
Paul.
had him 24.
Chris Paul.
No.
Oh, James Harden's top 5. Sorry, James Harden's in the top 5. I think there's no
Ah.
doubt about that.
He's not
I'm taking DG.
Okay,
DG right now?
Okay, no, hold
I
on.
take DG right now.
Okay, hold on. All right,
All right,
hold
he's
on.
top 10.
No, hold on. Let's talk about this for a second.
Go.
Because listen, we can be trolling, we can fuck around. Oh yeah, James Harden says enjoying that. Why is Darius Garland better than James Harden? If you really feel that way, if you don't, you can say it now. And be like, okay, I was just fucking around.
No, I was fucking around.
Okay, what the fuck is this? You can't just be fucking around. You gotta be like, I mean, I get it. I think Darius Garland could be better than him eventually, but as it stands, James Harden's better than him.
Darius Garland.
Just stop. I mean, I don't think he's a top 5 point guard, but I feel like at the end, I mean, okay, like LaMelo or Darius Garland,
Darius Garland.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Darius Garland.
Really? So you guys think he's like? I mean, I feel like I would get some pushback on some of these guys.
Tyrese. Tyrese is tough.
Tyrese gets rebounds,
Tyrese
but
is
like
tough.
Darius Garland's like playmaking and bro, All-Star weekend. You get me? Like you feel me? He's already a big name out there,
Doesn't matter. I'm talking about straight
and
basketball.
he's an efficient player too.
Tyrese Halliburton's pretty
Tyrese.
efficient.
So is Tyrese.
I'm still taking DG.
I think I'm gonna go with Tyrese just because he has less around him. I like he's making them look good now.
I mean, you could argue about that last year. Darius Garland for most of the season. There's really
Like
no
Darius
sex
Garland
in-
put the Cavs on the map.
He was the
Yeah,
offense.
but-
That's it. It's just that.
They still have the defense though.
Understood, but like, I think I mean, if you want to talk about that, then Tyrese Halliburton is a better defender than Darius Garland. So
Yeah.
if you get the edge of Tyrese Halliburton on the defensive end,
Exactly.
you know, is DG's offense way better than Tyrese Halliburton's?
I don't think it's that far. Like it's not a huge.
I just hate Halliburton's fucking ugly ass shot.
He does have the ugliest shot in the league.
So that's why I like.
I fuck with Halliburton.
Me too.
I fuck with Halliburton,
but
too.
his shot is ugly. It's
I'm a
like
Halliburton. I'm a Halliburton fan. He just has the ugliest shot ever, bro.
personally, I think Darius Garland is better than a lot of these guys too. I think if I had to choose,
better than Tyrese
right now, yeah, I take Darius Garland over Tyrese Halliburton. If you wanted to argue with me and say, I'd like Tyrese Halliburton a little bit more.
There's not really like someone that
I don't think
you can't cite it. Like
I don't think it's like that crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
Tyrese.
That's why like I wouldn't be like, but like okay, like again, the Chris Paul. Would you rather have Chris Paul on your basketball team or Darius Garland?
I'd rather have Darius fucking Garland.
Right now, I'm taking Darius Garland.
Fair enough. I agree with
what
you.
we saw what CP did like this year already.
Well, yeah, but also he's a little bit older. He takes he might not be.
Oh yeah, we're talking about
going
CP
full
Prime. Then we're like, yeah.
I mean, obviously CP Prime is like
yeah, but like right now,
top 5 player all
DG or
time.
CP, I'd rather take DG all day.
Well, I expected to get more backlash from this. I didn't think it'd be.
I've been a Darius Garland fan for a while now.
No, I understand, but I'm a fan of a lot of guys that I think they might not be as good as other guys. It's just I don't know. I didn't think you guys were as high on Darius Garland as maybe I was at a certain point, but I'm glad.
I had Darius Garland. I think 24 in the top 30.
You have me in your top 30?
Yeah,
I don't remember having me in the top 30.
Yeah.
I think it was my 30 or 29.
Wow, I don't know. I thought I was.
I had DG in the top 30 for sure.
Okay, I forgot about that. I didn't know. I had Darius Garland. I think my number 30, literally exactly.
So if you had 30, I had him 29.
'Cause
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, I had Chris Paul out of my top 30. To start the season. All right, cool. I thought this was gonna go worse than this. I was expecting more of a backlash. Shout out Darius Garland though. I'm excited to see him and this whole team all come together and keep playing ball. Again, one of the most fun teams to watch in the league. All right, look. We dodged it for long enough. It's the elephant in the room in the league right now. It's kind of ugly. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. We won't spend too much time on them because again, most of our episode last week we talked about their situation. But again, so much has changed in 4 or 5 days. And I can't. If you told me by this time next week, by the time we release this episode, Kyrie actually just retired. He's done playing basketball. Okay, cool.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't know this would happen, but okay, this is what we're dealing with now. So since our last episode, which was recorded Tuesday, this is now Sunday, Kyrie Irving has been suspended 5 games, at least 5 games for the Brooklyn Nets. What? That's insane. I think he has a list of things that they need him to do now before he comes back.
Yeah, bro, they got him doing like 2K side missions out there.
He does have a lot of different objectives he has to meet before he gets back reinstated with the team. Sean Marks has denied reports that Ime Udoka is their guy that they hired as a head coach. They officially don't really have a head coach lined up for their spot. Apparently, reportedly, obviously Woj and Shams reported that it was Ime. That's why we talked about it last week. And then on top of that, Ben Simmons has an knee injury in his knee, obviously, but he got drained and apparently he's suffering from swelling and he's missed the last 3 games for the Brooklyn Nets. All that being said, that entire circus, I am, number one, fed up with this team already. It's not even been 10 games for them. We haven't even played 10 games for the Nets, I don't believe, and it's already this, which is ridiculous. And as a Ben Simmons fan, I wish he came into, did I expect it to be fucking peaches and cream this whole season? No, I didn't. Oh, well, actually, it's been 10 games for the Nets, so they got it all within 10 games. Good shit.
They made the mark.
Yeah, they made the mark, the 10-game shit, and they just said, okay, let's just tear down the whole franchise. That being said, though, Kyrie's been suspended the last 2 games. He's already missed 2 games. They just won the last 2 games. Again, were they bad teams? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. They beat bad teams.
That's a big factor in that.
Well, they beat the Wizards, who aren't the worst team in the world, but, it's not like this Eastern Conference powerhouse that they beat.
You take out Kyrie, they could easily beat the Wizards.
They beat the Wizards by, I think it's still beatable.
Yeah, it's still beatable.
They beat the Wizards by 1 million, and then yesterday they went the Hornets and they beat the Hornets as well without Hayward. But Rozier came back, so
Miles Bridges coming back too, probably.
Probably not coming back. So that being said, everything that's happened, they still won the last 2 games, and if you look at the standings right now, they're actually above Philadelphia and the Miami Heat, which is pretty crazy, which is unreal.
Crazy.
If you think about how horrible their whole season has gone so far, they're still above the Sixers and the Heat, which I just can't even. I'm looking at it right now on this computer screen, and I can't believe what I'm looking at. That being said, it's a tie record,
Okay.
but still they have the standing above them still. If you look at it, let you know how fucking horrible the Heat are this season. Holy shit!
We'll get there.
I hope so for your sake. That being said, with everything that's gone on, I want to ask you guys a question, and I want to see what you guys think. Shout out Los. I talked to my boy Los, Matt's boy Los, friend of the podcast.
Shout out Los, bro.
Yeah, he texted me about the Brooklyn situation, and he talked to me about it. He's like, dude, I think KD might request a trade by, like, the trade deadline. And I'm like, if it gets really bad, yeah. And then after that, when, like, literally the day after is when all this other shit came out. Like the knee, and Ime's actually the coach, and Kyrie gets suspended for, like, at least 5 games.
KD to Miami, baby.
So, I mean, listen, I want to talk about some scenarios that, again, are the Nets in the same position as they were in the offseason in terms of leverage? Not even close. They have little to no leverage left in this KD situation if they were to explore a trade. But do you guys believe that there could realistically be a trade in the horizon for KD?
Bro, honestly, yeah. I honestly feel like Kyrie probably won't come back. And with Kyrie out, Ben Simmons trade request immediately.
I think he's not getting traded. I think Ben Simmons.
You don't think so?
I think Ben Simmons has close to zero trade value right now.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought we were talking about KD.
No,
Yeah,
we
but
are.
you said
But I'm
Ben
saying Ben Simmons might get traded too. That's what I'm saying.
About Ben Simmons.
Like
I don't know about Ben Simmons.
No, he's not.
He might stay there.
He can't. There's no. I don't. I mean, apparently
They don't want to deal with him. Honestly.
Not deal with him. There's nothing to deal with. It's just an injury. I'm saying, like, if you trade him, like
you trade him and then he might come out with some bullshit like Kyrie now. Not like Kyrie, but like
what do you
some
mean?
like bullshit narrative. Like, oh, well, I'm not gonna come out here and bash on Ben Simmons. But like he could come out with some random narrative that he's done before with the 76ers. And
What
now
random narrative did he make with the Sixers?
we know what he did.
What did he? Okay, tell
He
me.
pushed for a trade.
Yeah, but was that a random narrative?
And he said he had mental health problems.
How is that a random narrative?
That was a random narrative.
How?
Because he just didn't want to play. That's why I didn't want to come into this topic, because then he's just gonna come out with this. That's what I'm saying.
But if you come to the topic, right? If you, I mean, listen, we're talking basketball. This is still basketball.
It's not really basketball. That just leads to other things. So like that's why I just want to keep it as basketball.
I mean, we're talking basketball, so let's talk basketball. Because if we're talking the situation with the Sixers, then we'll talk situation with the Sixers.
Yeah, the 76ers were bashing on him, so then he wanted to leave because Doc Rivers hated him.
Yeah,
Joel
but
Embiid
if we are going to talk basketball and we're going to talk about situations that happen, whether it's anything around the league, we got to come with factual stuff. If we just throw shit out there, then it's bullshit, right? So whether Ben Simmons had his help with the which people, it's not just you. I'm not saying you have, but people have questioned it all day. Where he's like, oh, he just didn't want to play with the Sixers. And again, if you felt that way, I'm not going to be like that's insane to say, or you know that's out of this realm. Because again, Ben Simmons, we don't know. He's a guy where like he hasn't really spoken about the situation at length. He talked a little bit on the JJ Redick's podcast and stuff like that, but we don't know. But I think it's unfair to him to say, oh, he just made up some random narrative, because you don't know, right? You don't know. I don't know. We don't know. I can't say for sure he was dealing with this. We know that he had a team therapist, all that stuff. That's what we know for sure. But we don't know how he feels. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how anyone's injury goes. If someone feels a certain way, they sit out a game because they want to lower, like, manage or whatever. It could be bullshit. They don't feel anything, just want to sit the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't know. So I think it's unfair to Ben Simmons to say he'd make a random narrative to say, oh yeah, like he just wants to get out of the situation. That's what I'm saying. What I mean is with this Ben Simmons situation where he might move, because there was a report that like a team had veteran shooters that might still be interested in Ben Simmons, and people kind of put the dots together and kind of said it might be the Mavericks. And I think a team like the Mavericks could still, you know, use Ben Simmons. And if you wanted Ben Simmons, when his trade value is little to zero, in my opinion, that means like, you know, there still might be teams out there that might take a chance on Ben. And I think the chance on Ben is a lot less than a chance on like a guy like Kyrie, let's say. Because again, Kyrie has shown historically that he has moments where he just, not that he, you know, wants to sit out a game or anything, but it's a media circus with Kyrie as well.
For sure.
For many different reasons. A team like the Dallas Mavericks might take Ben Simmons. But that being said, I don't think Ben Simmons would move. I think the Nets would probably just stick with Ben Simmons and say,
It'll be fire if he goes to the Dallas Mavericks though.
I think I like the fit there with Christian Wood, or you have Kleber next to him at the 5. You know, he doesn't play small ball 5. Play it as a screen and roller, but he has to get his confidence back, and no one's going to really feel confident in his chances if he doesn't have his confidence like that.
Sure.
But I think KD trade is
In the realm for sure.
I mean, the last 2 games have been a little different. He's been the only one out there, but the last 2 games it's been like, or before that, excuse me, like it's been like his body language has been ugly. He has his head down a lot of the time. You can just tell he's out there just frustrated. And he resigned his trade request. Doesn't really mean he's not going to get traded again. He's not going to ask for it again. The situation is ugly, man. I just can't even
Just
believe
rebuild.
how much of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they want to stay competitive because of the picks they sent out to Houston, but like Houston's also really bad. Like, they're like really bad.
They have Houston. Houston has their pick.
Yeah, they have the right to swap though.
All to swap.
Mm-hmm. So like they swapped the worst. So like, but if Houston has the number 1 pick, they're not gonna swap with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might have like, I mean, in a world where they bottom out and they have the 7th pick, and Houston has the top 3, they're not gonna swap with you. They're gonna keep their pick.
For sure, yeah.
And you keep it. Some of their picks are completely owed to Houston, but they have the owed and the swap, whatever. I don't know. If I had to bet, if I had to get like say, okay, I'm gonna put my money on this, they're not gonna trade KD this season. Maybe in the offseason it happens. I feel like a midseason move like that is kind of it's insane. Shit has to fucking hit the absolute fan. Like, I mean, it has to be the absolute worst shit that could ever happen for that to happen for me.
Which I wouldn't be surprised.
Again, with this team, who fucking knows anymore? You don't even know. If Kyrie say, I don't want to play another game, or the NBA says, we don't want Kyrie playing another game or whatever, if he doesn't, comply with all the, the necessary things for this Nets team, I don't know.
For sure.
But it's a story that obviously we're all stay tuned to because it is such a big market, such a big team, such a big expectations on them for the rest of the season. Moving onward. Number 1, they don't even have email, by the way. Like, we don't even know what the coach situation is. He's not going to say this franchise at all. There's no hope for me for him to say that franchise.
It's a little too late, bro.
It's miraculous for them to win a ring. A team that we thought would never be unmiraculous for them to win a ring is the Golden State Warriors. They're 3-7 right now. A worse record than the Sixers, the Heat, and the Brooklyn Nets. They are a game away from being as bad as the Lakers. Which is, again, fucking insane.
Curry and Clay sat out last game.
Yeah, and Curry, Clay, Draymond, and Andrew Wiggins all sat out last game. So they just had
Jonathan Kuminga starting and all that.
But I want to ask you guys, number 1, I think the only game they won out of their last 7 games is against the Heat, I believe. They lost to teams like the Pistons, the Hornets. They just lost to the Pelicans. Obviously, they didn't play anybody. Are you guys worried about the Warriors?
Not really. Cause I feel like later on in the season is when they really turn up though. Cause we all seen Curry, Clay, and all of them in crunch time. That's when they actually started coming around. I mean, most good teams.
The starters have been really good though. Like, it's not like they've been bad.
Yeah,
like Clay's been struggling.
It's the bench. Like, it's James Wiseman, it's Moody. They're not the ones or they're not living up to their expectations.
Jordan Poole.
I feel like not everybody's living up to their expectations because Curry's goddamn putting up triple doubles out here.
Yeah, but Wiggins been playing really well. Draymond Green's still Draymond Green. Like, he's not like he's like awful. Like, his stats obviously aren't saying anything, but it's always been Draymond.
Yeah.
But it's that bench, man. That bench is. I thought about the young guys coming. They're gonna.
We thought we were like the deepest team.
But you know what? The Warriors also felt the same way.
It is a start though.
I mean, it's been 10 games. Don't get me wrong. We understand it's a small sample size, but like, where do we see that? I think
the Warriors always like turn it up at the end.
I'm literally gonna take off these headphones. Holy shit! My hair's getting bothered. The Warriors, like, I want to say like, oh yeah, it's just the Warriors will be fine, but like, I don't know, dude. That bench is just not good. They have JaMychal Green. DiVincenzo's been in and out of games, for a while, but like, and
Wiseman sucks.
Wiseman has not been good, to say the least. He has not been.
And just rewinding it, like, as the Warriors, you draft Wiseman. I understand why you draft Wiseman. You need a center. Just imagine, like, because I think it was Anthony Edwards, then James Wiseman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would have had LaMelo.
You could have had LaMelo.
I remember I talked to.
You could have the future with LaMelo and Poole.
The future with LaMelo and Poole. I mean, Poole at that point wasn't even thought about.
No, but like I'm just saying, like, if you would have drafted LaMelo and then you would have had LaMelo and Poole.
Well, I remember talking to one, like, dude, LaMelo would have been the guy. Wait, what do you mean?
Like, if you draft LaMelo, like, are you gonna look for another guard.
Yeah,
than
you
the
really.
Strauss.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think where the Warriors were at, I think it obviously made sense to draft Wiseman because they're
No,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, they needed a
their
center.
entire championship run was like they only had a center that could really stick there. You know, they had Zaza and David Lee and Andrew Bogut. All these guys play center for them. Now Kevin Looney does a great job, but obviously, you know, Kevin Looney can easily be upgradable. But
Bad luck for the Warriors for real.
I just
they
don't.
would have had Wiseman if Wiseman would have lived up to his expectations. Well, he
I
can
don't-
still live up to it.
I don't even think about. I think Wiseman on a different team probably be better because the whole different system, and you can just tell he's not really like the guy for the system. The way his play style is, and he's trying to get used to. He just seems kind of lost.
Yeah,
out
like an
there.
Evan Mobley would be way better for them.
I mean, yeah. If
But, like, I'm saying, like,
if
in
you
that
could-
realm,
Yeah,
of
if you
course,
could
yeah.
wish for, you know,
Yeah.
oh God, please give me Evan Mobley.
But like an Evan Mobley type of player.
I think it should be concern for the Warriors, and I'm concerned because they don't have the guys like GP2, Damian Lee even a little bit, GTA.
Porter.
Damian Lee's hooping his
Otto-
ass off
Otto
in the
Porter.
Suns.
Yeah, Otto Porter. What's up?
Damian Lee's hooping his ass off in the Suns.
Yeah,
That's
he's
crazy.
been really good this season for them. So it's like, you know, they don't have a lot of those vet guys that just have like a lot of hunger in them. They just play a certain way. They have JaMychal Green again, Dante DiVincenzo, but it's like they still have Iggy, but Iggy's isn't even like
He's UD, bro.
number one. I think he's been hurt. Number two,
He's a UD, bro.
he's just not the same player he used to be.
Like he
I
can't
mean,
even.
he'll get more minutes than UD does, but still,
Can he even be like in a game?
Hold
Like, can
on.
he even play a game?
yeah, he could play, but like he's not the Iggy that.
Like, is he really gonna do something in the game? He's gonna put like a UD and just like do cardio out there?
No, comparing it to Udonis Haslem is borderline disrespectful, considering what Udonis Haslem does on a basketball court in 2022. No disrespect to UD, but you know what I'm saying.
Hey, bro.
He made a shot the other day.
You can't say a bro and then try to counteract that.
He's coming into the games and making 2 points and then sitting on
And
the
it's
bench.
per 36 is like 100. That's crazy.
I don't know. Are you guys? I mean, are you worried? Do you think
Bro.
they're? I mean, I picked them to win a championship. I thought they'd be at least a favorite. I mean, they're still obviously it's still early. They could still win a championship and
Sure.
bounce back. But like, as a guy who picked them to win and go to the finals, I don't know. They don't. It's like the same. Like last season, they started off really hot. They're like 22-3 or some shit, 22-5, something around there.
Yeah.
And this season, 3-7 is one of the worst starts I've seen the Warriors take since they just lost everybody
Right.
those 2 seasons.
I don't remember like a step team, but like this Golden State team starting ever 3-7.
Yeah, like with everyone healthy.
Like since like 2013.
Yeah, like,
I don't remember them being 3-7.
That's why I feel like the NBA like loves narratives. So like they'll try to push for like a younger team to probably end up making the finals. But also
What does
they
that
could
mean?
they could push Curry to get his fucking.
Well, what does that mean though?
when
Like push for a younger team to make the finals?
yeah, like
Going from Memphis.
you go for like Memphis. You have a big name in Jaw or
Jaw, Dame, I'm Bane.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, but like the NBA. I mean, the NBA probably wanted. I feel like the NBA wanted the perfect role. They probably had the Warriors number 1 seed.
No, for sure.
They want to see the Warriors are must see TV. And they're good. You know what I mean?
But like yeah, of course they're must see TV. But like you want maybe like the Ja Morant is like the biggest name out there other than like Curry and all those people.
Yeah, but like Curry, like
Yeah.
you'd rather have Curry be the number 1 guy and be on the number 1 team. I don't know. I don't think I have faith in this bench to turn it up.
Yeah, the depth there is.
I think the
like,
buyout market is probably what's next for them. But also, it could be growing pains. I know for sure, even with this team, if they were like the 5th, 6th seed by the end of the year, no fucking chance I want to play those guys in the first round. Are you kidding me?
For
Are
sure.
you fucking insane? No chance. And if someone said to you before we started, imagine they came to our predictions episode, they're like, hey guys, I know you guys feel like this is the standings, but actually 10 games of the season, the Utah Jazz are going to be like 4 or 5 games better than the Warriors, and they're going to be a 2nd seed. Just insane stuff in this league. I cannot believe what I'm watching.
The NBA season this year's kind of weird, bro.
I can't even. I don't know why it's like this. Like I can't.
The
even
teams that we
believe
had
it.
so much expectations are like not performing. The Warriors, Philly.
Because the NBA loves narratives, man, and like
But like how
a Laurie
the-
market in
the
Jazz,
NBA
like
can't
that's crazy.
The NBA can't control that. The shit just happens. Like the Lowry market, like is someone making the threes for them? Like is someone making the shots for them?
Nah, but like still,
What do you mean?
the Jazz haven't had like any games where like the refs won it for them or some crazy shit like that.
No,
But,
they
like,
fucking smoked the Grizzlies.
yeah, it's crazy.
Like they basically just smoke teams and they play really well. Will Hardy's doing a great job over there.
And there's a lot of people with chips on their shoulders too, because they all got traded to rebuild.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of like throwaway players. Just
I think this is just what happens when
start
the league
hooping.
is this it's competitive. Like every night's going to be a fight. There's no easy wins in the NBA like that outside of the Rockets. Because holy shit! Again, I watched basketball yesterday. So again, today's Sunday, so last.
I wonder who's like fucking up the Rockets though. That's actually really crazy.
Well, I mean, you think it's Jalen Green?
I think it's Jalen goddamn Green because Sengun is hooping his ass off and KPJ is hooping his ass off.
They're okay.
Sengun's out there hitting like hook shots over like Zubac.
Sengun's really good. He's really getting his confidence up. But like
JG is like one of the worst mid-range shooters in the game right now. Really inefficient.
I mean, they're.
Well, I don't know about last night.
They're pretty young. I mean, he was inefficient last night, but like
he was inefficient last night. He still put it like 20, but he was so inefficient.
The whole team's inefficient. Like if you think the reason the Rockets are bad is because of Jalen Green, like that's
because really, if your star player is out there hooping, like if Jalen Green's out there, he brings everybody's spirit up. Just like the flow of basketball. If your leader's out there hooping, you're gonna end up producing with them.
Listen. I have the stats right in front of me. KBJ, the guy who's hooping. He shot 3 of 12 last night.
No, yeah, last night he did terrible. But he's been all right. He's been all right all season though.
The whole team is not good. It's just not a good team. They're a young team. They turn over the ball. They have no offensive sets. Again, I talked about it last week that I hadn't watched a lot of Rockets games for reasons like this because I know they're a young team and they don't have any kind of stability.
I watch them. It's just so weird how they play basketball though.
They're just not a good basketball team. It's just
just let like KPJ like ISO there.
Which the games I've seen is Jalen Green ISO, KPJ ISO.
Yeah,
it's like that Brooklyn Nets kind of offense.
It's not good basketball. I think Steven Silas has a lot of work to do on this team and how they do it. But like they just turn over the ball, which was a young team too. They had 22 turnovers yesterday. They foul. They don't defend without fouling. Jalen Green isn't really that aggressive with the ball. He kind of just settles for these tough shots.
Sometimes that's all he does. That's all he does. I literally watch him. All he does is take faders. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, but like this team is just not there, and they're probably the easiest team. But like I don't think it's Jalen Green's fault at all. I think he had a decent game, all things considered. Which the craziest thing about this is that like the whole starting lineup outside of Sengun, like Aaron Gordon is a -10, KBJ and Jalen Green are -16s. And KJ Martin was a -9.
Sengun's actually really good. It actually surprised me.
They lost by 12, and Sengun his plus minus was 0. Like that's insane. Like that's really fucking good. Like to lose by 12 and your plus minus.
Whenever he comes in the game, you just see him and like he's so electric and he's just putting up hook shots. Like,
but he just moves so weird, bro. Like he just moves like
he looks so slow.
No, he just looks. But like you should see like.
He's like
he had a play.
Awkward,
he had a play yesterday where like Naz Reid was guarding him. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Houston Rockets so much. I'm so sorry, but he had a play where Naz Reid was guarding him. He just fucking like flings his shoulder back for a spin, and like Naz Reid just like, yo, what the fuck was that? He got called for a foul. It's one of the most unorthodox plays out. But he had 17, 7, and 5 yesterday. He looks pretty good, man. I'm excited about him. Yeah. I want to talk about the Suns real quick, just to give them some flowers. They're pretty good. They're playing really well. They've only lost to the Blazers this season, which is pretty funny. The only 2 losses are against the Blazers, and
I saw that.
It's a Jeremy Garrett game winner, and then Damian Lillard telling Aiden that you're not like that.
Yeah, me and Shambles. I don't even want to talk about it though.
What?
That ruined my parlay, bro.
What the whole?
We're like, yo, Devin Booker's gonna go to OT. We're gonna win this parlay.
Bro, you just needed 2 points. Bro.
Grant comes out here. Was it a travel?
It looked like a travel.
It looked like a goddamn travel.
But like, it's bottom line, it's cash.
I think if Devin Booker would have shot for ball and lie at that moment.
DeAndre Ayton was. I mean, they played the offense. They played the possession so bad. Like they just left them open. They were like looking for. I don't know. I don't even know what they were doing on the play. They just like I think DeAndre Ayton ended up out.
Shaden Sharp had me in shambles too because he had like 8 points off rip and he only had about 10. I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, that's what happens with the duality of these young guys, you know. But I mean, listen, I didn't expect the Suns to come out, like this. They're still really, really good. They're still playing really well. Playing a lot of energy. Devin Booker is playing MVP level basketball.
He always does,
and I want to give them their flowers. And I just think they're still a force to be reckoned with. Are they legit contenders to you guys though?
Hell no.
I mean, we talked about this last.
Well, I mean, you say hell no, but like in the West.
Well, Cam Johnson's out now, so
yeah, he tore the meniscus. That's a big
news
that came out. Yeah,
and honestly, CP isn't the same level of CP that we've been seeing recently. So what are you gonna rely on? Devin Booker? Of course, Devin Booker's MVP level. You're going to rely on Aiden?
Well, the sum of your parts,
Huh?
Aiden, Miguel.
Yeah, no. Michael's going to always be good because of his defense, all that. Like his role.
He played really well this season so far.
For sure. But Aiden, is he going to translate into the center that they need?
For sure. I think he has a lack of assertiveness in a game. Sometimes you could almost feel like DeAndre not even out there playing just because how he performs sometimes.
Exactly.
He's very quiet. He'll give you
There's like just so many teams that.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this for a second because last season the Suns had the number 1 seed, right? And a lot of us were high on them. Some of us had them, beating the Warriors in the conference finals and stuff, and going to the finals and doing the whole thing, which was perfectly acceptable with seeing how that team played. But if you look at the standings, right, the number 1 in the West.
What, like you feel like they're on pace for another first seed?
I mean,
they
right
could.
Now, right now they're the number 1 seed. They could be the number 1 seed.
For sure.
I think so.
You know
I had them number 9.
Doesn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
Well, maybe it would surprise me because how like the Nuggets.
But like, think about let's talk about this, right? Think about all the teams that we thought are going to be better than them, right? The Warriors, they're off to a very slow start.
I had them 5. I had the Suns 5.
But like, think about not even they're in standings, right? They didn't think about our standings list.
Oh, like
think about like just
teams that are better.
The power rankings in terms of like who would win a ring, right?
You had the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Warriors.
All those teams
are worse.
are like they have question marks right now around them. Our MPJ and Jamal Murray, they came into the team and they're not really meshing the same way with Jokic as we thought they would instantly.
Yeah, Jokic has me in goddamn shambles.
He's not. I mean, but you could tell that like
I drafted
Jokic,
number 1. I could have
like,
Luka.
when I watch him, I feel like he's trying to like so much like help out Murray.
Yeah, he's trying to help out the others.
You can tell like there's like growing pains right now.
Yeah,
that team
for sure.
And then if you look at this again, look at the standings.
Hey, but Jamal Murray had a good game last game though.
No, and that's good, but like we haven't seen them put them all together, and we haven't seen the Nuggets that we expected to see.
For sure.
Like we thought the Nuggets. I thought the Nuggets.
I feel like the Nuggets are gonna like mesh later on.
I hope so, but we don't know.
But
like,
there's still one game back.
But think about this right now, right? Let's go through the West real quick, because again, I don't believe the Suns are contenders. But if you look at the West right now, like if the Suns and the Grizzlies met up in a series, like are you just confident the Grizzlies could beat the Suns? Because I really am not. I'm really not. I think the Suns could beat the Grizzlies in a 7-game series.
I like the Grizzlies, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think
bro, we've seen Jaw in the playoffs.
Jaw's insane. Jaw is a ridiculous player.
Desmond Baines, he's been hooping this year.
Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson.
I don't say Dylan Brooks.
Hey, he had a good game last game though.
Dylan Brooks is one of the biggest shot chuckers in the league. It's insane.
But honestly, like
if they get Jaren Jackson back, well, he'll be back for playoffs.
Brandon Clark.
Slug that one in there.
Nah, but
look, I mean,
I do believe that the Suns might even beat them in a 7-game series.
I think I would take the Suns right now. Like, okay, Portland or the Suns.
Just a veteran presence.
Portland and the Suns
in a 7-game series. I got the Suns.
I take the Suns. Yeah.
The Suns.
The Nuggets and the Suns.
Right,
it's a toss up. That's a toss up.
That's a toss up. Yeah, for sure. Because Jokic is gonna demolish Aiden.
Yeah. I right now I'd take the Suns. Right now.
Suns and Nuggets? Oh yeah, like right now.
Like
As
if the playoffs started today.
Oh okay. Yeah, I take the Suns.
But then in the future, we're projecting. But like, why are we being so much harder on the Suns than the Nuggets? For what?
What do you mean we're being so
like
much
if we're projecting, right? And I think if we project and we think of the perfect versions of these teams, the Nuggets would be the higher team, obviously. But like, we saw the Suns go to the finals already.
Yeah, we saw the Suns, and they're 1 game away from being a Western Conference Finals.
And they played arguably, in our opinion, most people's opinion, the greatest player in the league right now. But like Dallas Mavericks against the Suns. Obviously, we saw what happened last year. We saw what happened, but it's a different team.
I'm still taking Dallas.
I'm still taking Dallas right now.
Jalen Brunson was a big part of that series.
I understand.
Yeah, you got Christian Wood. Now you got a real center. And you got JaVale McGee, a real center.
I mean, Max Keeper was still fucking them up.
Yeah, and who else? Dorian Finney-Smith.
Listen.
I just noticed that.
Is it but is it like a yeah?
No,
game
like
6 or 7.
Yeah.
The Pelicans.
Pelicans.
I take the Pels.
The Clippers.
Suns.
I'm gonna have to take Suns, unfortunately.
Me too. The Timberwolves. I take the Suns.
Suns.
Stop. No
Bro,
way.
they have not
right now. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about.
Just project.
Project the best scenario.
Yeah, but
I take the Timberwolves.
But like
in a perfect scenario.
But the perfect scenario. I'm saying like, what's the most likely scenario? Not the perfect scenario. The most likely scenario. Like, you think the perfect scenario is like, oh yeah, the perfect scenario is that they all work together.
Yeah,
we've seen that Rudy's not really working with Towns.
Yeah.
Or Edwards just like, if I would be able to dunk it, that motherfucker wasn't there type shit. Like, that's insane. And he just got his first dunk of the season last night against the Rockets. So congrats, Edwards, for getting your first dunk of the season. That's fucking insane, bro.
That's funny as well.
So but I really want to talk about this now. Like,
what?
So now we see Rudy doing this with Anthony Edwards. Is it Rudy like the problem?
Wait, what? With what? Like, what do you mean? What are you doing? What?
Like Rudy just fucks up the whole flow of the offense.
I mean, the offense isn't great right now. But like,
But Rudy's like no space and just chilling in the goddamn paint all day. Really fucks up the offense.
I understand. I agree. But like, there's times you can work around it, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Like yo, Rudy, go to the corner, bro.
No, not in the corner, but like,
the defender's gonna be like, alright, bro, I'll stay right here.
If you put Rudy in the dunker spot and have a creative enough offense, maybe it's a cat pick and fade. Like it's a pick and fade with cat up top.
But I feel like the Timberwolves offense wasn't really like that. I feel like they really ISO'd Anthony Edwards. He's like, yo, just go and dunk on anybody right there.
Well, if that's how you feel, and that's how we thought about the Timberwolves, I would say to Chris Finch, hey, it's different. Evolve your offense because you need to. You know what I'm saying?
But does it really help out Anthony Edwards, though?
I think, number one, Edwards, in general, I don't think his slow start to the season is based on Rudy Gobert. I think he's just been not as good. I think he's out of shape. He looks a lot bigger than he needs to be.
Bro's out of shape.
I think he's out of shape.
He's pulling at James Harden.
Deadass. I think he's out of shape. Have you seen the guy? He's fucking... They say he's like, dude, he's fucking like a big... He's big.
He's definitely bigger.
And I think there's no coincidence that Cat's like, I hate that he's talking about all this Popeye shit because he sees him like, oh, this, you know, like, come on, bro.
It was Tatum that's like, yo, I not cut all Popeyes on my diet.
Yeah, bro.
Like Anthony overseeing that and Cat seeing that.
You know, he's a young guy, obviously. You know, all these guys don't get their diet seriously when they start into the league, but like, you can tell he's put on some weight, bro. I just don't. I mean, D'Angelo Russell's been the definition of just like you don't know what to expect from him. He's been kind of dreadful some games. Some games like, okay, he's cool, but then you know.
That's always been the narrative with D'Lo.
I just don't think. I mean, I think the Timberwolves, number one, they don't have to win a championship this year.
They don't, of course.
They don't need to be better than the Suns this year. If I had to put in a series and projecting, I think the Suns would beat the Timberwolves. That's just my opinion.
Unless Ant comes out as Kobe, they're not beating the Suns.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything from Ant. I mean, again, early, but we haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
from
we
Ant.
haven't seen anything from Ant that's like, yo, all right.
And there's no balance right now in terms of the lineups. Like when Cat and Gobert on the floor, it looks ugly.
Even the defense together is
horrible. And they don't rebound the ball.
Which is crazy.
Which is why you brought Rudy
just
Gobert.
added Rudy Gobert and they don't rebound the ball. So
all those periods for that mess, bro.
I think it was an overpay at the time.
I literally said that too.
Still an overpay.
I think now it's worse.
I like the piece, the payment of that. I don't know. It's yet to be seen. Maybe we're all wrong and they are NBA champions. I doubt it, but
I wouldn't be surprised if they like end up like not winning winning a championship. I will be surprised, but like being contenders, like Western Conference Finals
in the future for sure. But that relies on Ant and them being able to figure out the whole the team as a whole and figuring out the ins and outs of that. And the last team I want to ask you guys if they would beat the Suns or the Warriors, as it's currently constructed, where the Warriors beat the Suns. The Suns did really well against them in the season series, most of the time last season. I think they beat them this year already, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like a team that matches.
They did because Klay got ejected and they were beating the fuck out of the Warriors.
Yeah.
So they beat the Warriors already. So
I feel like a matchup between the Suns and Warriors is actually a really good matchup.
I think the Suns are really built well to contend with the Warriors
for sure.
And with that bench, both benches are not great, but are we disrespecting the Suns? You know, like are the Suns actually better than we think? Is this their year? If there is a year for them, is this year to like strike when the iron's hot?
Well, to like make the finals or like
to make a run, make another run. It'd be another year. This is probably the best year.
What I was gonna say is like they have the most like home games played.
The Suns
in the West, yeah.
Okay,
6-1 at home.
And they have a good home court. To be fair,
they're 1-1 in the road. They played the least amount of road games compared to the rest of the West.
So we'll have to wait and see you know how the team builds out, I guess.
How do you guys feel about the way the schedule is now
with the back-to-backs and
the
stuff?
back-to-backs?
I actually don't mind it. I think it's pretty cool.
Mind it?
Yeah,
I think it's fun.
Yeah, like you get like the mini little series.
Yeah, it's
like baseball.
Yeah.
So we're like okay, we're in the same city for a while. Like when I go to Chicago, today's game is the Raptors in Toronto, and they come to Chicago the next day, which is pretty brutal to be honest.
But that's close. Like you're not going that far.
Still, but like to play back to back, and you're traveling to back to back. You're playing against the same team,
bro. It used to be worse because I remember the Heat used to play the Wizards, and it would be like one game over there and one game here on a back to back night.
Yeah, that
was crazy, bro.
I agree. But I mean, I like the back to backs. To be honest, I think it makes for more competitive basketball, better basketball. And it adds more storylines to it, to be honest, like game by game.
Like I think it definitely like
the back to back with the Heat and the Raptors. Like that's a fire. That was a fire back to back. Oh yeah,
it was.
Those are competitive games.
It created a rivalry.
And they always play against each other tough, you know, when they play down here. So, I'm a fan of it. I know, Lewis, you had a segment for us today, and I will get to you. Before that, I want to ask a question to you guys because I want to talk about really quickly Victor Wembanyama, right? The number 1 pick projected. Generational talent. Alien.
Alien for sure.
Extraterrestrial species. Don't even know where he was made. He's probably made in a couple labs somewhere. Been an insane run in his. I think he plays in the NBL, something like that, where he plays right now with his team. He's been dominating the league. I want to ask you guys a question. I'm not going to include the Lakers in here because I mean they are at the bottom of the conference, but I don't think they're going to end up in the 1v6 because it would be the Pelicans pick anyways.
They don't have the pick.
And I don't think they're going to end up this low anyways. I don't think they're going to be the 4th.
But it's the Pelicans pick?
Yeah, it's Pelicans pick.
Wow. You imagine? Yeah.
That would be scary.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that.
That would be league ending at that point. But I want to ask you guys a couple of the bottom feeder teams that we know probably won't make it out of the bottom. And I want to ask you guys, which team would be better if you added Wembanyama to their team?
Okay. I bet this is it.
And I'm just going to give you a projected starting lineup with a Wembanyama added to that, okay? First up, Houston Rockets would be KPJ, Jalen Green, probably KJ Martin, Jayshawn Tate, somewhere around there. Maybe you play Şengün. Maybe you don't. Maybe you play Atari Eason or Garuba, depending on what it is. Wembanyama. The core would be KPJ, Jalen Green, Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
The Thunder. Shea, Giddey, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Wembanyama. The Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Mathurin, Duarte, Wembanyama, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, a couple of those guys there. Orlando Magic, Wendell, Suggs, Cole Anthony, Banchero, Wagner, Wembanyama.
Bobo.
Bobo's actually hooping. It's crazy.
He's actually ridiculous. Keldon Johnson, Spurs. Keldon Johnson, Vassell, Wembanyama, Podol. I don't think I'm missing anyone that I really think are true bottom feeders. There's a couple French teams, but those are things. Hornets, LaMelo,
Would you know Pistons?
Wembanyama, Pistons, Cade, Jaden Ivey, Wembanyama.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be a bottom feeder. But
I don't think they're going to be a number 1 pick. But out of those teams, Rockets, Thunder, Pacers, Magic, Pistons, and the what was that I mentioned there? Thunder, Pacers, Magic, Rockets, Spurs, Pistons. Which team with Wembanyama added to them would be?
I'm gonna be dead as honest right now. Without a doubt, I take the Thunder.
Yeah, I take the Thunder too.
Really?
That was gonna be my pick. Yeah.
Without a doubt,
I'm taking the Magic.
You taking the Magic?
You taking the Magic?
I mean, they could do a whole sim.
Number 1, I watched the Kings Magic last night. I watched a little bit of the Magic. This is the first game I've watched a full 1 quarter to through 4th quarter Magic game. I love this team. I love what they're building. Wembanyama would make a fucking dynasty. And that's not even me troll. I mean, the Thunder are great pick. Banchero, Wagner. You could play a lineup where it's Wagner, Banchero, Carter, and Wembanyama. And you won't lose it.
6-10 plus all around.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, but I'm taking.
You got Wagner, Bol, Banchero, Wendell, and Wembanyama.
Nah, it'd be crazy.
Who the fuck is stopping that team? The Monstars? What? That's fucking insane.
I feel like that's what they're trying to build too. Just a whole 7-foot team.
I think the Magic.
I think the Thunder for sure.
I saw
you have Chet, another 7-foot star, Wembanyama, Giddey, Shea, and who else is it? It's gonna be probably
Jalen Williams
or Dort. Well, I'll take Jalen.
Jay Man off the bench. We have Suggs.
Thunder
Fultz.
will be goddamn scary.
Give me the Magic.
I'm taking the Thunder. Shea Gilgeous over anybody in the Magic.
Long term?
Huh?
Long term?
All right, no, long term.
Long term,
Because long term, Banchero.
Banchero, yeah.
For sure.
Well, we're talking about what team would be.
But
Not
we didn't even know
season.
what Chet is coming out to, bro. Why would
I'm just
Chet?
good.
No, chill, yeah,
But
bro.
look at
If Chet, what if Chet comes out better than Banchero? And they get Wembanyama.
I don't think Chet's gonna be better than Banchero. I think his defense, his effect on the game defensively might be elite.
Yeah, it's crazy you saying this shit.
But
it's crazy you saying this.
just the way he's coming to the game, he just plays his body is just NBA ready. There's more questions with Chet with his body. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wish I would have heard this a year ago from you.
No, but when going to the draft, I thought that I still think that Chet's skill and his upside is still there. But what's the likelihood that he hits his upside and then Banchero does? You know what I'm saying? Banchero's upside is a lot more attainable
for sure
than a Chet because Chet has a lot more factors. But if Chet hits his upside where he becomes
Mobley type shit,
his peak he hits his peak level, it's a lot to ask. But like Banchero's like floor is higher in a way than Chet, because Chet's floor could be like he can never get his body together and it's his injury. You know what I'm saying? So that's where like I'm like, you know, but like if you took like long term like Che or Banchero, who are you picking? You know what I'm saying? It's a tough question.
I've answered this question already since Duke days, bro. I said Banchero all day.
With how Shea's playing, but think about Shea with Wembanyama next to him. Think about how much better that makes him.
Bro, the Thunder would be crazy.
Fuck, this is tough, bro.
I don't want to think about the Thunder with Wembanyama, bro. I don't want to think about it because that team's gonna be nasty.
I'm just excited.
You imagine they draft Wembanyama and they become dog shit. It's like, what the fuck?
What just happened?
How'd you I wouldn't notice it.
I can't believe that. I'm excited.
Well, how the NBA is going right now, bro. I wouldn't know some
this,
bullshit like that.
Imagine you like the second team. You still get Scoot Henderson, like. Scoot Henderson on the Magic.
Nice. That's one that I was gonna tell you, bro. Like Scoot and the Magic will be way better. Facts. They need a guard.
They do need. I don't think
like Jalen Suggs isn't the answer.
I think he's like a 2.
Like he came out, he made the game winner over Curry and all that. Yeah, you cool, but
he balled out again in that game.
Yeah, he had a
sharp pick. And then Gabe just claps me the next day. I'm like, fuck.
I'm gonna throw it out there just because we've been talking about it so much from the podcast. Number one, we didn't mention the Pistons, but Cade Cunningham and Wembanyama, take my fucking money, just do it. But Bay,
this is like a perfect time to bring up the segment that I wanted to do.
Okay, we let's do it. All right, I'm gonna give you the full reins. Tell people what we're gonna do. Tell them.
So, Bob, we're gonna do who would you rather? Obviously under 25, age of 25.
Okay. So would you rather all players under 25?
Yeah.
Bet.
Who would you rather like build your franchise around?
Okay, so this is long term. Was this long term or the season?
Long term.
Oh, long term. Okay, bet.
Okay, I'm gonna start off. I have 5, so we're gonna start off with 1.
Okay.
Zion or Darius Garland?
Zion for me pretty clearly, because I think Zion's peak is an MVP player. I think Darius Garland has.
But we got to take into account injuries and all that.
Fair enough. But like, for example, let's say like we already know their body. Let's say it's a fantasy draft, right? Mm-hmm. And we have to like pick. That's pretty much what we're doing. For sure. If it's a fantasy draft, who we're picking, I think Zion's a lot like with a lot of these guys in the drafts. I think his upside is just way higher than Garland's. And if I had a franchise where I was starting, and I had to hedge my bets, I could find another Garland in another draft. Respectfully. I can find a Garland.
Zion's like one
of those guys where like
he's one of a kind.
Yeah, I can't find a Zion. So I would take Zion.
You're not finding him
I
for
take
like another
Garland.
20 years.
Like dead ass? Why?
I take Darius Garland just because of his playmaking ability and his scoring. You say you could find that in any draft. Are you really gonna find that in another draft? That's a big factor.
Not that you could find that in any draft, but like you could find that more likely than you're finding a Zion.
It's like every 2 years of finding him.
Like
you could find a dominant force
in the same draft. You had Ja. That was in that same exact draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a pretty good player. Like Ja and Darius Garland. The next year you had LaMelo. You could argue LaMelo's on the same level as Darius Garland. Maybe not like you don't think he's the best, but like
Tyrese
Halliburton, same draft. 2021 Cade. Jalen Green. Obviously, you guys don't think he's as high, but like Jalen Green's still an elite guard you could draft. Giddey's not the same level, but again, these are guards that like you could have them on your team. You'll still be great. How many of those guys are like Zion level? Cade, Edwards, maybe. Like I don't know. I don't think it's close. Banchero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Jaden Ivey, you could argue could be as good as Darius Garland. So I wouldn't. There's no way I would take Garland. I don't think he's. I think he's a nice player. I think he's a really good player. One of my favorite players. No chance.
Okay. Who do you pick? You pick Zion, right?
Zion, yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Bet.
I'm gonna say this one: Maxey or Hero.
I knew this was gonna come because this is a debate that's as old as fucking dinosaurs, and we can go back and forth forever.
You want me to go first?
No.
Go first. I want him to. All right, go.
Give me Tyler Hero.
Wow, what the fuck?
Give me Tyler Hero.
Why do you take Tyler Hero?
Well, let me give his answer first. Then we can talk about it. See if he feels the same way.
I'm gonna roll the home and roll Tyler Hero.
You're gonna go Tyler Hero? I'm gonna go Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
Just because I want to.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, listen.
I want you to go with your Tyler Hero.
I think Tyler Hero has, number one, I think his offensive weight, the weight of his offense that he has to carry for the Heat is 10 times bigger than Tyrese Maxey. And if Tyrese Maxey was in the same situation, it'd probably be the same scenario. Tyrese Maxey, incredible finisher, fucking speed, like a blur. It's insane. Hero is a better defender than Tyrese Maxey is right now. I think Hero, None
Can't
of
believe we're
them.
saying that
Neither
in
of them. Neither of them. Neither of them are your ball stopper. They're not the guy you say, "Hey, go guard the best player."
Yeah.
None of them are that, and they probably will never be that. But Hero, whether maybe it's the Heat thing, maybe it's the Heat system thing, but I think he's a more willing defender.
He's definitely stepped up.
He has more size. I think with more strength. You know, I don't know. I think Hero is a more like his pace. He doesn't really get sped up. He's still I don't know. I'm a fan, bro. I like Hero's game. I've been liking Hero's game for a long time.
I'm gonna clip this for myself.
I think Maxi. I think if you place Hero and Maxi, number one, there's probably no significant drop off for either team. In all honesty, they're very similar level guys, and I think they probably have the same kind of trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
But give me Tyler Hero. I think it's picking.
I take Tyrese Maxey in the sense of his speed. His speed's really he's like a De'Aaron Fox where this guy could just go into the fucking paint and finish on anybody.
Yep.
His shooting's still good. He could put up, bro. We seen him in the playoffs. He's done better playoff performances recently than Tyler Hero because we saw Tyler Hero the last playoffs where you're just like, is he really consistent? Tyrese Maxey was there. You get me?
I mean, Tyler Hero was also hurt.
He was hurt for the playoffs.
That's a big factor too. But like,
and I don't think I just don't think that Eric Spoelstra trusts Hero like Rivers trusts Maxey, and whether that's on Hero or or on Maxey for in the positive way, we don't know. But I don't know. I think again, this is one of those conversations where it's like if you went a certain way, like I mean, Maxey's ridiculous from three this season. He's shooting 44% from three. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he had like a whole game where he like did not miss a shot.
Yeah, you want like 8 for 8. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yo, like, I'd take Maxey, bro.
I'm not. I wouldn't even.
This motherfucker as a
I don't think
number one option is crazy.
I don't think it's like one of those things where I'd like argue with you. Like I wouldn't like we argue about Mathurin and Jalen Green. I think that's fucking crazy. I still think it's crazy and it's fucking insane that was even a thing.
It's crazy.
Well, Jalen Green right now, he's shit in the bed.
Like right now, Hero's having a better season than Maxey. But he's I think he has a more like offensive load on him.
For sure.
In terms of like Maxey has more opportunity with the ball.
Now we could really see. Well,
yeah. Now with James Harden,
we can see Maxey's really.
We saw it last year without James Harden before he got to the team. Maxey was a big part. That's why he took the leap. He took a step. And again, I like both of these guys. I really do. I'm a fan of both of their games. I don't know. Like, if you look at their per 100 possessions, like Hero has a better defensive rating. Maxey has a better offensive rating. The use percentage is pretty similar, which I'm actually pretty shocked by.
Yeah, you could say that Tyler Hero is a better defender, and obviously he's bigger than him. So
like the numbers are all very, very close. Like the true shooting percentage is a little bit off. Like Hero's shooting a little bit worse, but like the PER is the same. Like pretty much the usage percentage is pretty close.
I feel like Maxey's consistent with his game, and then like Hero always throws these like random like goose eggs.
I think Hero is a better. I think Hero is better in the role that Maxey plays than Maxey would be. Like Maxey plays really well, like as a third guy in Philly. But I think if Hero wasn't the main offensive option for the Heat, outside of Jimmy Butler, obviously, when he like in the playoffs especially, I think his game would be a lot more sexier to look at in terms of like how he plays.
What do you think?
That's why I still think like. I mean, you didn't ask Jordan Poole, but I think Hero's better than Jordan Poole just because Jordan Poole has less defensive attention with Curry and Clay right next to him.
Jordan Poole's the worst defender all during for sure. He's been really bad this season too.
You're pretty much putting your best defender on Hero against the Heat.
I agree.
And Maxey with James Harden being out, we're going to see more if he can handle the defensive pressure that they're going to go straight attacking him. Probably going to start blitzing him. And we're going to see probably his playmaking improve. And I still think I'm still going to go with Hero, though.
All right. So Hero, Maxey. It's close race.
It's definitely like right there.
I don't know, man. I think Maxey's just, bro. Maxey, like the way he bursts to the rim is just insane. You're just like, how the hell does this guy even do that?
Oh, he has a lot of speed on him, but I don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
so
sold.
I got Halliburton or LaMelo
to build my team around.
Huh?
Tyrese.
Give me the argument I have for LaMelo is just because his size is so much bigger, and I was
about to say like his size is like, remember he's 6'7", and then Hallie's just 6'5" or something like that.
I think I'd take Tyrese Halliburton. I think it might be a clean wash. I don't know. You like LaMelo?
I have Hallie.
So I think it's a clean. I think it's a clean wash just because. And here's the main thing I'll tell you about. And I was looking at this last night because again, you gave us a list beforehand. We talked about it a little bit about like we want to do this segment. And I looked about it. I'm like, I like LaMelo, but like he doesn't really have a mid-range game. Like less than 10% of his shots come from the mid-range, or within that range of not in the paint and not in three. Halliburton at least has a willing to take those shots. His jump shot, LaMelo's jump shot is not good enough for those shots. Halliburton's jump shot is ugly, but it works for the mid-range somehow.
It's actually insane. You're just like, how the hell?
I think Tyrese Halliburton is just like a. I think I'd put money on him being a better leader long term. I just think he has a better attitude about the game more. Not that LaMelo is like a personality problem, whatever. I just think
LaMelo's more of a shot chucker. That's the problem with him.
I just think Tyrese Halliburton's game lends itself more for playoff wins than LaMelo right now.
He's also almost shooting 50, 40, 90.
Halliburton?
Yeah.
I think he's just like, he's one of those guys that's like, just a good, like, I would never question, like, is he going to come to play today? Is he going to, lead us to the top, I guess? And just, is he going to be the guy for us? And that's why I would just take Halliburton, for sure. I think LaMelo could get there. I think he's still talented, but like, I'll take Halliburton.
What do you think?
I'm rolling on Tyrese, the same thing. Also, like, I don't like LaMelo outside of basketball. Like, I don't like the whole BBB thing.
Like the whole, what, like his personality outside of it?
Yeah, I don't. Like, does he really like? I question like how much he likes basketball, bro. Like,
why do you say that though?
I just think he sees himself more. He sees himself more.
What,
as
you
like
think
a
he's more like
celebrity.
of an Instagram baller type thing?
I just think he's more of a celebrity than
like Mikey Williams
Like
syndrome.
Mikey Williams, I was about to say that.
I can see that. I think LaMelo's. I think he's a bigger star and personality than Halliburton will be, but like a lot of those guys, the hype around LaMelo's been pretty big, and I think
Like I like LaMelo shooting a lot because LaMelo's a way better like shooter.
I mean, Halliburton has increased his 3-point shooter every single season he's played so far. He's only getting better.
I just like, who do you trust more to like lead your team?
Halliburton.
LaMelo or Halliburton?
Yeah.
All right, so I got Shea or De'Aaron Fox.
Shea. I think there's no. I mean, De'Aaron Fox played really well this season, but I think Shea is just in De'Aaron Fox's shoes. Shea would just do better. I think he's more scalable. I think has a lot more confidence, bigger size.
Shea had a team around him. We'll be like, yo, he's a top 20 player.
But again, I think this is also very close, especially if you're talking about just this season.
Because remember, De'Aaron Fox's defense is better than Shea's.
I think it's pretty close. I think De'Aaron Fox is like some kind of. I've seen De'Aaron Fox get burned by some fucking scrubs. I was like, I don't know.
Like De'Aaron's speed and all that, and like his hands could. Well, he's not a clear, but he's a better defender than Shea.
Yeah, but I think if we're projecting, number one, Shea is just a bigger player, just a bigger guy, has more muscle on him. I think Shea and him I think they're a very similar class. I think again, it's just like what you prefer out of your point guard. I think Fox this season has been very good, but Shea this season has been arguably a top 10 player. If we're just talking about this season only in these last few games, probably been a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, once Shea gets like a team going around him, we're gonna be like, yo, he's a top 20 player. Like, this guy he's not real.
Like, okay, let's think about this, right? Like the last segment. If you got Wembanyama to the Kings or Wembanyama to the Thunder, who's better? Obviously the Thunder.
Take the Thunder for sure, yeah.
And I think we say that because obviously they have a lot of things, but Shea and Wembanyama seems like a better combination than.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously, yeah, Sabonis is like, yo, get the fuck out of there. We have Wembanyama now. That's what we think about when we see that team. But like, I would trust Shea more on a big name team. It also has some playoff experience in the bubble. Don't sleep on that 7-game series against the Rockets.
That's right.
And the Clippers.
Yeah.
He played against the Warriors. So, not that it was much, not that he was like the main guy on those teams, but still, it's something. He was there. He was in those moments.
Anthony Edwards or Bam?
Ant. There's no question.
Yeah.
Like Ant's a superstar. Ant's a superstar talent.
As a superstar, but like, would you rather have a reliable defensive presence, like defensive player of the year type player, or would you rather have Ant?
The superstar player that Ant could be does not grow on trees. Ant, like, if someone came to you from the future and was like, hey, you know this one day, this Ant kid, MVP, would you be like, no fucking way.
Well, I did say this a while back.
What?
Like, I was like, yo, Anthony Edwards could be, you get me an MVP type player.
So do you think Bam could ever do that?
Well, Bam can't be an MVP type player, but he could be a way better defensive presence, and he could fit a team way better than most people.
Rudy Gobert.
Like, I feel like
Rudy Gobert is a great defensive presence. Rudy Gobert could fit it.
Rudy Gobert is not Bam Adebayo, though.
Understood, but like, we're talking about you value his defense. Like, MVP level players don't grow on trees. That's pretty much as best I could put it. There's no way Bam's projection is higher than Edwards. Like if you told me like Edwards or Cade, now I'm like okay. Now we could talk. I'm like, well, people might like Edwards more than Cade, just physically, his attributes, but Bam, no way.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with the same thing. Anthony Edwards.
This is a Heat fan. This is a Bam fan.
That's crazy.
You think Bam?
Huh?
You think Bam?
No, I take Anthony Edwards. I thought like he was gonna come up with something with Bam, so I was like, hey, we can take Bam.
No. I just don't think Bam's defense is there. I mean, like his defense is there, but like it's not there enough to be like, oh, we gotta take this guy.
Okay, maybe like another thing, maybe Evan Mobley or Cade.
See, that's better. I think Evan Mobley has a better side, but I would take Cade just because I'm higher on Cade.
Cade.
I like Cade. I think Cade's gonna be a two-way guy. I think it'll be Tatum. Tatum
I saw
S
this
level
ad
guy.
and it was like showing like highlights from basketball game.
Mm.
And it was an ad.
I take Evan Mobley.
Stop.
I swear to God, I take Evan Mobley.
Sorry, what?
Like to build my team around, I'd rather have a defensive presence who could actually score and all that. He fits way better than like.
What do you mean you can actually score?
So why don't you take Bam?
Evan Mobley could be a Giannis. Not like a dominant force like that, like in the offense, but he can have a way more polished offense. He could be another Giannis.
Oh, but if you value the defensive side of the ball more, why didn't you take Bam?
Why not take Bam? Because Anthony Edwards' offense just clears the sense
Evan,
of
wait,
Bam.
hold on. Evan Mobley is not going to be Giannis.
What do you mean he's not going to be Giannis?
Like I don't think he's going to be Giannis. Like I think
His defense could be Giannis.
his defense could be the best defensive player in the league. He could be like an all-star level player on the offensive end of the ball. But to say he's going to be Giannis is like...
Well, like in the same play
Like,
style is what I'm trying to say.
I think Mobley's...
Mobley could easily be one of the best players in the league.
I agree. I think he's an all-NBA shoo-in eventually in his career. I just don't think... Like, I think Cade could be an MVP player. I don't think Mobley will ever have an MVP.
Yeah, I think Cade is... He's a way to go just because...
Again,
did do it
think
all.
about this. Like, we got to think about the way the basketball works most times. Who wins a ring most times? Is it the nice power forward who defends multiple positions and could give you 27 maybe in his best year? Or is it the guy that has the ball in his hands, can set up his players as an offensive engine and passes, dribbles, shoots, rebounds, has size in his position, guards both ways? You know what I'm saying? Like who's more often than not, who's the more valued player?
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's if you think about that principle, that's why Cade goes first. In any other draft, Mobley probably goes first. We saw it in this past draft. Chet is an MVP Mobley kind of
And he went
guy.
there number 2, exactly.
Number 2, the first guy was a guy who could pass, dribble, shoot, has size, could guard both sides, play make, do things with the ball. That's the guy that's always going to be picked. That's the guy that should always be picked. And that's just what I feel. That's just what I think that's what it is.
Jalen Green or Scotty Barnes?
Scotty Barnes.
This is where it gets tough for me.
It should not be that hard, bro.
I love Scotty Barnes.
It's not hard at all. I'm going Scotty motherfucking Barnes.
I love Scotty Barnes.
Jalen Green sucks, to be honest. That's why I'm just
You
like...
can't just say Jalen Green sucks.
Bro, the
Jalen
guy is so inefficient. He can't even be picked in this room.
Cade Cunningham has been inefficient too.
Yeah, Cade Cunningham, his first few games were inefficient. Then he came out and became one of the best guards. He's one of the best young guards.
He's one of the best mid-range shooters. But Cade Cunningham from 3 has been abysmal. Abysmal. I'm going to give you the number
I
right
just feel like Scotty Barnes clears, in my opinion. So, like...
I agree with you, bro.
It's clears
all day.
Cade is shooting 31% from 3. Like, he's not a good shooter.
Cade has rebounding. Cade has playmaking.
We're talking about Cade. We're talking about Scotty Barnes, sorry. We're talking Scotty Barnes and Green.
Scotty Barnes?
We're talking about Scotty Barnes and Green, are we not? I'm saying, like, Cade is an
my
inefficient
bad.
shooter. I'm saying, but, like, your gripe with Jalen Green is that he's an inefficient shooter. Like...
Wait, but what do you mean Cade? I don't get
Because I'm saying, like, because your gripe with Jalen Green was that he's an inefficient shooter.
For sure.
And I
but
said
Jalen Green, his only part of the game is just shooting.
I think
so. Like, if you're inefficient in your main attribute, how the hell can I?
okay, but we're
root for
talking
you.
long term though.
Long term, yeah.
Like
Long term, Scotty Barnes could be a DPOY. He can be a really good scorer.
I think Jalen Green long term could be the best scorer in the NBA. The best scorer
and
in
does
the
nothing
NBA.
else.
Okay, does nothing else or doesn't do anything else elite?
Doesn't do anything else.
Because
He can't play make.
What do you mean?
Jalen Green cannot play. We've seen Jalen Green.
Again, you're basing it off the last 2 seasons, and I can't believe for the second podcast in a row I have to sit here and defend Jalen Green. Because again, I like Jalen Green and I love Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is one of my favorite players. I told you guys before. I'm like, I like this guy. He's like, he's 6'9". I love him, and I do love him. But like, if I'm talking just strictly basketball, putting my bias aside from Scotty Barnes, if I'm talking about my favorite player, I take Scotty Barnes every day of the week. I love Scotty Barnes. I love his energy. Love his tenacity. 6'9".
And if you know ball, you take Scotty Barnes out
again, I think it's one of those scenarios where if you want to take Scotty Barnes, I would not say, oh, nah, you're fucking crazy. I don't mind that. I think it's fine. But if I have to think of this objectively, how many guys have we seen come into the league that didn't have playmaking ability and then grew it? Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. Those are 2 right there that I can talk to you about, right?
Or he could be Zach LaVine and not have any playmaking.
Zach LaVine isn't a Luka Doncic level playmaker. Zach LaVine out of a pick and roll. Zach LaVine makes good reads. He doesn't make the elite reads, but he makes good reads. He's a 5 assist guy. It's not, again, you're not fucking throwing no looks to the corner, but Jalen Green has those same kind of capabilities. But like Zach LaVine isn't the best scorer in the league, right? Think about like KD, right? KD's the best scorer in the league.
Jalen Green will never be KD. No, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
Let me give you the point before, I understand he's not going to be KD.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be KD.
Got you.
Jalen Green, after a certain point, is like, if he's the best scorer in the league, like if KD's the best scorer in the league, but he doesn't give you everything else off elite, again, KD's 6'11", he's a fucking freak, he's a freak size. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot over everyone.
No, I get you.
But like, if Jalen Green's the best scorer in the league, and he's giving you 4 assists, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds, because he already averages 4 rebounds a game. Like, it's not like he's not rebounding the ball. 4 rebounds a game is like a shooting guard rebound. I'm saying, like,
for sure, yeah.
He's still going for the boards. He could go to 6 with more effort, more culture around the team.
For sure.
If he's like right now he's shooting 7 threes a game at 35% a 35% clip. Like, he's making the job tough for him because he's taking these bad shots. But like, we've seen guys come into the league and get better at just picking their spots, just get better in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking 4 more shots a game this season. His efficiency is lower, but like, I just don't think. I think to write off Jalen Green, like, oh yeah, he's just not gonna improve in these areas. I think it's just unfair.
So you really think he's gonna be the best scorer in the league?
I think no. I'm not saying he's gonna. I'm not
like,
saying,
he could.
Yeah, I think he has that in his bag. I think Scotty Barnes. It's the same way we could say Scotty Barnes has the ability to be the best defender in the league, or Mobley does. It's just
I just feel like Scotty Barnes has shown it more than Jalen Green.
Why? Like, where? Like,
Scotty Barnes has been an elite defender. We've seen it.
He's been good defender, but like, Scotty Barnes off the ball is still not great. He's still like, on the ball he's good. He's not like the best.
Yeah, but he ain't
defender.
Jalen Green. As you're supposedly going to be one of the best scorers in the league, and you're the worst shooter in the midi, and you're also one of the most inefficient shooters in the league.
Okay, how many young shooting guards or shooting guards in general scorers are the most?
Anthony Edwards was a pure scorer, and his second season he came out dropping 40 bombs in his first games.
If Jalen Green, let me say this real quick. We'll talk about this. Because look, Jalen Green last season.
We're still talking about Jalen Green.
I'm not gonna stay on this that long. I'm gonna get off this soon. But like 42% from the field, 34% from 3 for Jalen Green, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Anthony Edwards' numbers from last season. Although this is Edwards' second year compared to Jalen Green's first year, but we'll see. Last season, Edwards 44% from the field, 35% from 3. His rookie season, 41% from the field, 32% from 3. These are the same numbers as Jalen Green. 19, 4, and 2. Jalen Green last season. Jalen Green last season, 17, 3, and 2 on the same shooting splits relatively. Better from 3 and better from the field. What are we talking about? It's the same shit. All these scorers, and the thing we talked about Edwards. What did we talk about? I told you about these scorers. We talk about it all the time between me and you. These scorers take a while. Time. Why is Jalen Green the fucking garbage pail? Fucking these guys can't do anything. But Edwards is like, okay, we'll be patient. He'll be back. He'll be
is that Anthony Edwards showed more things?
What? What did he show?
He showed 40 points in like his fucking like 5th game.
Jalen Green hit a game winner in like his first 2 months over Anthony Davis in his mouth. Yeah. Cash.
What, 18 points he had? Like, congrats.
But like, we're talking about the numbers. Like for example, like a guy like Anthony Simons didn't have the numbers, but if you watch his tape, you see him come off the screen. You see where his footwork is. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Green is, number one, he's a freakish athlete. Doesn't have a lot of weight on him yet, but he's a freakish athlete. He knows how to use his body in the air. He's just like a young kid on a team that if Jalen Green got drafted to the Spurs, let's say, or got drafted to the Cavaliers, right? Not necessarily replacing Moby, but just think about like those kind of like the Raptors, one of those kind of franchises. We'd be talking about him totally differently. He's on a Rockets team with nobody.
You switched them.
Who?
Scotty Barnes in the Rockets and Jalen Green in the Raptors.
Scotty Barnes in the Rockets probably has his usage at 30%. He's the main point guard, dribbling up. He's probably shooting 41% from the field. Not really taking that many threes. He's just going to be a guy that like, gets the ball. They're like, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Just pass it to anybody. Do whatever you want. And they're going to give him the free keys. But on the Raptors, he has a Siakam, a Van Vliet. Think about that kind of leadership.
I feel like his offense is also limited because of that. Because he has Siakam.
His offense is limited because like he's just not a great offensive player right now.
That's because he's limited.
He's a limited player, not because he's limited like with his opportunity.
No, I think it's because of opportunity.
No, it's not.
You put him in the Rockets, I feel like he's scoring.
People saw Scotty Barnes like shooting the way he was last season, and they're like, "This is actually out of this world that he's shooting this way."
Yeah,
because no one thought he was going to be an offensive player. People thought, okay, he's going to have his defense, have his playmaking.
But when Jalen Green came in the league, he was like, "God damn, this motherfucker sucks."
You
see the difference between Scotty?
It's the same thing with Cade though. But like I don't get like here's the thing. I don't get why Jalen Green is trash and then all these guys is like, well, they did this, but like they also have this. Like
But K like his inconsistency he still make the ball. He still rebounded the ball. He could still defend.
He still had like a 1 to 2 turnover ratio. He averaged 3 turnovers a game. He couldn't defend without fouling. He was bad in the paint with strength and size. He couldn't finish over guys. Couldn't get to the spots he was wanting, getting bumped off him. Inconsistent 3-point shooter. His mid-range shot wasn't like that last season. Now this season, small sample size is better, but it's still not.
And the second half was really good last season. Well, the same thing with Jalen Green.
Again, you want me to bring up Jalen Green second half? But
stats. His start right now.
It's been 10 games. Last season, when all these star players they changed the ball, Paul George was shooting 21% from 3. Damian Lillard was fucking garbage.
Simon's a Jalen Green.
Jalen Green, and if someone says Simon's like sandwich Jalen Green.
I'm taking Simon's.
Okay, move on to the next topic. That's it. Why do you want to talk about it? Spotlight player of the league. Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm not even talking about that. That's bull. This is fucking stupid.
This
is fucking stupid. I'm not letting you get this shit off.
One of the best young shooters right now.
This is fucking dumb. Simons will never be Jalen Green in his life. I promise you.
He's literally better than him right now.
Stop. I'm taking Jalen Green every day of the week. Stop.
Look,
this is stupid. This is dumb. We're not. This is so dumb.
Look, Simons.
This is so dumb. This is so stupid.
Simons right now has a way better record than Jalen Green.
He's on a better team than Jalen Green.
Doesn't matter though.
What do you mean doesn't matter?
If you put Simons in the Rockets, he'd be cooking way better than Jalen Green.
Says who for what?
He's one of the best young shooters right now.
Why?
Isn't he shooting like 40%?
Why is he going to be better than Jalen Green? For what? He's a great shooter. I like.
He's been Simons. The most efficient shooter, one of the best efficient young shooters.
If Simons is not your number one, and Simons' second year, like Jalen Green,
Simons and Jalen Green both.
This is Anthony Simons. This is Anthony Simons' fifth year in the league. Played in the G League, played under CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard for his fucking career until now. Second year in the league, Simons from the field, 39%, 33% from the 3-point line. What the fuck are we talking about? Like this is the same shit. If you saw this when he was this second year, you're like, oh, he's fucking trash. We should trade him. But now guess what? 40% from 3. 37% from 3. You look fucking dumb. You look fucking stupid. Get the fuck out of here.
He's better than Jalen.
Fuck out of here. Fuck no.
No, he's literally.
You guys look fucking dumb. Like
40% shooter.
Fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. This is Jalen Green's 10 games to his second season. He's fucking trash. Fuck out of here. No.
Simons is way better.
We're not fucking doing this.
They both drive in the same.
You're gonna look fucking dumb.
Simons is a better shooter.
You're gonna look fucking dumb.
Simons plays better defense.
Just stop. I'm not talking about this anymore. This is so dumb. Spotlight player of the week, Matt. Give me yours. God.
Yeah, I'm out to go with Simons too, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me why Simons is your spotlight player of the week.
Nah, you gotta say why Simons is better. We gotta do this, bro.
Is your player of the week?
Oh no.
No, he says Simons is better than Jalen Green.
Okay, I don't know why.
You gotta give your reason. You gotta give your reason.
Next week we're gonna do just me on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it because they don't actually know basketball.
Oh, you by yourself just talking about Jalen Green.
We're not talking. I'm not talking about Simons and Jalen Green anymore. I'm not. This is so dumb.
What do you think, bro?
I'm not talking about this. We're moving on.
He has to give his reason at least.
I'm not talking about.
He can't just say, "Yo, Simons better than Jalen Green."
I'm not talking about this. It's over. We've already given it
what
30 minutes. We've already given it 30 minutes.
No CJ.
This is so dumb. This is so dumb. I'm done talking about this. It's over.
So what were you saying, Matt?
Who's your spotlight player of the week, Matt?
Like we did last year, bro.
Who's your spotlight player of the week?
CJ.
Own him.
putting up 20s, 30s, bro. Winning games by himself.
Long term is still gonna be like that. I still take Simons.
Bro, sometimes you just need the G League to, like, find yourself, bro.
I think didn't Jalen Green start off in the G League? And he still hasn't found himself. That's crazy. He started off his young career doing that, bro. So what do you think?
Bro, give us a spotlight player of the week.
Go ahead.
I want yours.
I asked you first.
I want yours.
You want your spotlight player of the week? Lewis, give me your spotlight player of the week.
My spotlight player of the week, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Why?
Motherfucker's putting up like 30, 33 or some shit like that. I'm not gonna pick Luka because obviously Luka is my spotlight player, but he's out here. He had the big win last game.
For sure. I think
That's
Shay's
literally
a good pick.
That's literally shit.
Oh, you've been balling out. Matt, your spotlight player of the week?
I'm rolling with the homer, Tyler Hero. No Jim Butler. He's made a game winner, giving the Heat some wins. Bro, he's fucking dominating the offense with the Heat, bro. He's carrying that shit.
Yeah, he's like the only piece you guys have left at this point. Huh?
Him and Max Strus.
No, I take Gabe Vincent.
I'm gonna give my spotlight player of the week to Russell Westbrook. I think he's coming off the bench now. He's playing really well off the bench.
That's actually good though.
He's accepted his role. He's looked really well off the bench. I think the team's working really well right now.
Yeah, he finally looks like a basketball player now. And
Yeah,
he got MVP chance.
I just feel like but
saw that
yeah, obviously just people just appreciate him taking his role, you know.
And that was like me in the Heat arena. I was like, the role's an MVP. I'm like the only one in the arena.
Well, you know, I think Lakers fans finally just they accept and they appreciate that Russell Westbrook's taking that step back for them and making them a better team in turn. And I'm just happy for Russell Westbrook right now in his role that he's found. Hopefully it sticks and hopefully he keeps playing well in that role and keeps on being a positive impact for this team. That being said, that's pretty much everything I have for the episode. I can't believe that we spent more time on Jalen Green. I'm so sorry.
Simons over Jalen Green all
and
day.
again,
Back-to-back episodes.
again, these things are
Jalen
easy.
Green getting cooked.
These
bro.
things are easy to talk about now, and for me, I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy for like having patience for a second year guy in his 10th game. Maybe I'm just like ludicrous because every team should just trade their second year guy in 10 games if they play poorly. I think that would be historically, if you look back, I think that would actually be like the best scenario for everybody. Like, for example, like we should have waived Zach LaVine, should have waived Kyle Lowry, we should have waived DeMar DeRozan, we should have waived Anthony Simons. Sorry, I'm getting on a tangent because this is actually the stupidest conversation I've ever had in my life. Let's do our parlay before the Heat and Cavs game start.
Simons over Jalen Green all day.
Let's hope that
I agree with you, bro.
we should. Okay, trade me Jalen Green for Josh Giddey. Trade me Jalen Green for Josh Giddey.
Well, Josh Giddey is not better than
Because
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green's on your thing. Josh Giddey's not better than Jalen Green, but Anthony Simons is better than Jalen Green. All these guys are better than Jalen Green.
For sure.
Okay, Josh Giddey's where you cut the line. Okay, let's do an NBA parlay.
Yeah, we gotta cut the line on Josh Giddey because
I haven't.
And shit, maybe
I haven't.
you were just
I
like,
don't even know why you got Jalen Green on the team, bro.
I haven't won a parlay all season. So I want you guys to take. There's only 4 games today, so we have the Cavaliers and Lakers starting soon. Wizards, Grizzlies, Bulls, Raptors, Jazz, Clippers. You guys tell me what you guys like.
Bulls.
Cavs.
Cavs against the Lakers.
Yeah.
I like it. Wait, so you want to take the spread though? The spread's at 5.5. So you had the Cavs have to win by 6 or more. Could they beat the Lakers by 6 or more? Well, can we see right now real quick? Someone find if Mitchell's playing tonight. And I'll find it real quick. I can find it.
Fantasy. Hold up.
That's what I was about to ask.
What did you say?
That's what I was about to ask.
I have in fantasy. I'll look it up for you right now.
And DG too.
Donovan Mitchell's playing. Yeah.
Mitchell's playing.
Yeah.
DG's playing.
Yeah. Over 6 point lead for sure.
Well,
but like,
Garland's.
sure it's,
It still says Garland's questionable.
Well, Garland's questionable. I don't know about Garland, but I know
Mitchell's even with Mitchell. I think I might.
Even still with Mitchell, I'd take him.
So would you take the spread or just the money line? The Cavs to win by 6 or just the Cavs to win by 6 or more? I guess the Lakers.
Stick the spread.
Take the spread.
So 6. So
6
the
or
Cavs
more.
have to win by 6.
Mm-hmm.
Wizards, Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies all day.
Bulls, Raptors.
Wait, hold up. The Grizzlies are playing off a back-to-back, aren't they?
I don't know.
I think
Maybe they are. But I think the Wizards played yesterday too, no?
Did they? Did they get clapped by the Nets?
No, that was the other day.
No,
Alright.
so they didn't play yesterday. There's no way they played 3 games in a row.
Yeah, they didn't play yesterday. So it's a back-to-back for the Grizzlies. Yeah. Dude. Who the fuck? There's no one playing the Grizzlies in this fucking league. Hello. I'm trying to find it. I don't see it. Wait, no. Isn't Jaw on this team? Yeah. So the Grizzlies didn't play yesterday, so it's not a back-to-back. So Grizzlies or Wizards.
Grizzlies.
Bulls, Raptors. No Siakam. Siakam just got
Bulls. Even with Siakam, I'm taking the Bulls.
Yeah,
DeRozan.
I would take the
Fred
Bulls
is also
to pick, but
questionable.
like to bet.
We know DeRozan is gonna come out.
It's in Toronto.
He owns them. I'm taking Bulls.
Okay, take the Bulls.
Yeah.
He literally owns
The
them.
last
Yeah.
game is Jazz Clippers. No Kawhi. PG's there. This is a tough.
Give me
game.
Laurie
That's,
Markin.
nah, that's a tough one.
Give me Lowry Markin in.
Not even though. Hold up. Because now I'm thinking.
Because what if
PG.
PG just 40?
Yeah.
Like,
PG's my guy now,
you, can
bro.
you can say that about everybody. Like, what if he just dropped 40?
Nah. PG's my guy. We gotta go.
PG, he's
Larry Markin just put up
to.
27 against the best defense in the league. Last game.
Well, PG dropped 40. I won the game.
Utah Jazz played really, really good.
I understand.
Everybody else on the Clippers, think about that too. They've all been pretty trash. This team didn't put up 100 points on the Rockets that are so trash. That are just the
All right,
worst
give
team.
me a Jazz.
I'm giving you. I'm
Give me
not
a
saying.
Jazz,
I'm
give me
not
a
trying to
Jazz, give me a
convince
Jazz.
you. I'm
No,
just
give me a
saying
Jazz. Give me a Jazz.
the Jazz are the underdogs.
Give me a Jazz.
You need your other
Utah
teammate
then.
to agree with this.
Go
No,
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah.
All right. So the odds are a plus 1,046.
That won't be the one that bites.
That's the one that's gonna bite us. I know.
We have the Cavs spread at plus. They have to win by 6 or more. The Grizzlies to win, the Bulls to win, and the Jazz to win. We're gonna put our classic $5 bet ski on there, and hopefully we kill the dry spell of not winning any money for this company because this is all that we rely on. Is this? If we don't make money while we bet, our company has nothing. Or not even a company. It's a table with 3 microphones. So that's pretty much it for us. I'm glad you guys could join. I'm sorry you had to listen to some of the things you had to listen to. It got a little ugly there.
Simon's over Jalen Green.
Mom,
Facts about
if
Jalen
you're
Green.
watching, I'm sorry. I just I had to let these boys know.
He keeps talking about Jalen Green.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for
This
joining.
podcast, Jalen Green's the main topic again.
What were you saying?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the love. Again, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy the show, follow us on Instagram at the All Net Pod, on TikTok, on Twitter. We appreciate you guys.
Love is free.
Hashtag love is free.
Love is free. We gotta make that a hashtag.
That's All Net.